Shalom. I want to see our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS. Salutation to the hopeful elect that is in the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth in sincerity and in meekness. Shalom to you, brothers. Yeah, so I'm the brother Iowap from GMS Camp Guyana, coming to you once again, week week out, with the next video, and this video, it's a breakdown of Jeremiah 32, a little piece of breakdown of Jeremiah 32, verse 36 to 40, and let's see what it says. It says, Jeremiah 32, verse 36, it says, "And now therefore, thus saith the Most High, the power of Israel, concerning this city, whereof ye say, it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword, and by famine, and by the pestilences." And this city, was referring to a people, and that goes back to the Israelites, the Jews. So yeah, the Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, and a precept to back that up, it's at Revelation chapter 21. Revelation chapter 21 and verse 2. It says, "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from power out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." So the New Jerusalem which John saw, that was talking about 144,000 chosen men. That was the New Jerusalem, which refers to a people, before it became a city, the name of a city. So verse 37, it says, "Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger, and in my fury, and in great wrath, and I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely." And let's go piece by piece. It says at the top of verse 37, it says, "Behold, I will gather them out of all countries," and this is recorded in Isaiah chapter 11. Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 11, right? And it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Patros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea." And we know the islands of the sea was talking about the Caribbean, because a lot of Israelites, they're in the Caribbean, through the transatlantic slave trade, where they take slaves from Africa and bring them into these parts, So a lot of Israelites are scattered in the four corners of this earth, so the Most High is waking them up, rising them back up, and he's only rising up back 144,000 chosen men, which are his prophets, It says, continuing in Jeremiah 32 and 37, it says, "Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in my anger, right? And in my fury, and in great wrath." And we know this is recorded in Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. It says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other." So the Most High, through his anger and his fury, because we went off, we went ahead and served other gods. The Most High driven us in the four corners of this earth, So he did that in his fury and in his great wrath, because we went off, we sinned. And he says, and I continue in Jeremiah 32 and 37, he says at the latter end, and I will bring them again unto this place and will cause them to dwell safely. So the Most High bring us. Let's see the precept, Isaiah 14 verse 1 to 4. Right? Let's back that up quickly. Isaiah 14, start from 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them. So you see, the Most High shall yet choose Israel, even though his anger was upon us, and he scattered us in the four corners of this earth, among all nations, he will yet choose Israel. And when it says in Jeremiah 32 and 37, in the latter end, and I will bring them again unto this place, and will cause them to dwell safely. There's bringing back his people. So verse 38, it says, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power, and I will give them one heart and one way, and that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and their children after them. And this precept, let's get a precept to back that up, because the scripture says prove all things. It's Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 19. It says, and I will give them one heart, and will put a new spirit within you. So you see, the Most High will give us one heart, and put a new spirit in us. Right? And I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them an heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes, and keep my ordinances, and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power, their God. Continuing Jeremiah 32 and now verse 40, it says, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them that I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. And this is recorded in Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 31. He says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, right? Not according to the covenant that I have made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts, and will write in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And when you go back to the word heart, it means lab, and lab go back to your spirit, your mind, so the Most High gonna write his laws in our mind, right? So they're gonna be in our spirit, so we won't go off again, we won't disobey the Lord's statutes and commandments, we will keep them, And then verse 34 in Ezekiel 31, he says, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord. So you see, because the Most High gonna put this in our inward parts, because eventually all Israel gonna be saved, but the Most High all Israel gonna come through the lineage, the elect. So all Israel gonna be saved, but all Israel gonna get these last statutes and commandments. This gonna be written in their hearts. Go back the word, go back to love, which go back to his spirit. Everyone gonna get the laws, statutes, and commandments, in their spirit. So there won't be any man to teach his brother know the Most High. So hope this video and this lesson was edifying unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, which are Israelites, and even to you other Israelites that may look like the other nations. Hey, this lesson is important for you to get. So with that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles, GMS, salutation to you, hopefully elect that is in the four corners of this earth, Shalom, till next time.